It's the Charlie Bahama Show. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Charlie Bahama Show. It is your boy Charlie Bahama here. And today's show, I'm super excited because the guy who's on the show is a good friend of mine and oh, thank you, Piedmont.
It's still just Dave.
Piedmont, thank you. Hey, our guest on the show, he almost didn't make it, okay? It is our boy, Sawyerboy. So we're gonna talk to him about that COVID scare and almost not making it and about what's gonna be coming in the future, all right? Come on back, Charlie Bahama Show with Sawyerboy. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Keep up with all things Charlie Bahama by following Charlie Bahama on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get behind-the-scenes access to Bahamian and international celebrities, along with travel info, tips, photography, and video. Like, share, and follow Charlie Bahama on all social media platforms. And subscribe to our Charlie Bahama YouTube page to catch up on all past episodes and bonus clips. You can also go to charliebahama.com anytime. We always keep the lights on. The Charlie Bahama Show. All that same flair with a little less hair.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show. And we got my good friend and so happy he is around to be on this show, Sawyerboy in the house.
I'm happy to be here, mate.
Hey, I just had to do this to make sure, because you know all that's going around and all these things. They make sure you was alive, you know, because you know somebody might say somebody else was posting them. Sawyerboy dead, he ain't here, but Sawyerboy is here.
I hear that too. I thought I was there too at one point. It's like I died? When?
But hey, that was my first thing before I started getting into this. I say, is it too soon yet? But to make jokes. But now I think you know you're past the point where now we could sort of bring a little hilarity to it a bit. You know, this could be a serious, funny, interview. Just so people could hear your story, but also, after so much pain and anguish, you got to have a little bit of humor, because humor and laughing, heals.
Yeah.
So man, so I'm so happy that you made it through. I was really worried, and I wasn't sure in the beginning, way back when people was telling me, but how you doing now? I mean, because I saw some of them things, and you could, we spoke, just so you all know, I spoke like right after you got out, and you were like, I can't speak for more than 2 minutes, so you couldn't do the interview.
Right. I couldn't. I couldn't. Like, so right now I doing much better. I doing much better than I was before.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like you said, I couldn't even talk long. It was like, yeah, I get a couple of words coming out, but now I talking better. I'm moving better. Still in 100.
Right.
Still in 100 because it's still there. The lung's still in at its where it's supposed to be yet, but much better than it was before.
Yeah. Well, I see some of the posts now, and I'll show some of your posts on the show too. But I see some of the posts. You look like Rocky Boy. You getting in shape, boy. I was saying to you, man, this I know you was trying to work out and lose some weight way before, but this COVID diet, don't try that no more, because the COVID diet,
You know how much weight I lose when I had COVID in that 3 weeks? 35 pounds weight.
Wow. I can tell you now. When I saw some of them posts, especially with when you wasn't shaving and stuff, man, you look like a crackhead. I said, Jesus Christ, but you look so bad like a crackhead. The crackheads even was calling me, saying, "Well, you see Sawyerboy? Sawyerboy don't look good," but the crackheads was trying to like raise some money and say, "Let's get Sawyerboy," because we don't, crackheads, we have a little, we want some respect, but this crackhead making us look bad.
Right. Just like you say that. When I left out the hospital, because the hospital right in our crackhead nation, Dowser Street and all that, right, Shirley Street, right there. And I was coming out, and one walk across, when was to walk by, and he's like, "But I think you're going the wrong way. You need to go that way." And I was like, "Wait, what you mean?" And he stand up next to me. I was smaller than him.
Wow.
I was smaller than him.
Now it bad when the crackhead is going like, "Oh Lord, this boy in bad shape,"
That's when the crackhead realized COVID real. He's like, "Oh, that's so that real." Oh, okay. I thought it was just a hoax.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
like, yeah.
Boy, well, I'm happy you're doing good. I'm happy you could laugh now. but it was serious. So let me ask you this: do you have any idea, or you know, where you got this from? Like how you know?
Not at all. I turned into monk. You know, monk. I
Right.
been turned into detective. Man, I was backtracking everything, looking at my WhatsApp message to see who I was wrong. I was looking at pictures to see, and I still don't know. But
Wow.
I kind of feel like whoever I got it from, they probably didn't even know they have it.
Right, right. That's the thing about this. You just don't know. Because I remember you and I had done shows, but we did them outside. We did it with, you know, like socially distanced. When we were not on camera, we had our masks on. I had been fully vaccinated, and because I fly back and forth, I was tested. So, you know, I had my test. So I felt secure. I wasn't, you know, giving anybody anything because I had to test like twice, you know, just to be there. So, and I had gotten fully vaccinated since must be April because I even did the vaccination PSAs for the government. You know, I helped them with some of the vaccination PSAs, and that was another thing we weren't sure, and I wasn't sure. So you hadn't gotten vaccinated before that, then?
No, I catch COVID unvaccinated.
Wow. Because, you know, to be quite honest, I was scared because I said, I ain't sure if Sawyerboy vaccinated. I almost hope he wasn't because if he was vaccinated and get this bad, then that mean, you know, like I was saying this vaccination, you know, sort of helps us. So when I heard you weren't, I was relieved you made it through, but I was also relieved that you weren't vaccinated at that time. Because if you was fully vaccinated, I'd be like, oh, geez. But so what about after? Could you get vaccinated yet, or you have to wait a little bit?
I know, everyone had something different. I was saying the doctors say like 3 months and stuff. You gotta wait 3 months before you get vaccinated. Well, I heard that after I take my first shot. I was like, oh, it's been 4 weeks. I'm ready because I went to take my daughter to take her last shot, right? And whilst I was there, the person like, you taking the shot too, and I was like, am I? I'm like, I hear, might as well take it now because I was waiting, and I asked the person there, and they say I was good. It's supposed
Right.
to be like only 3 weeks after, but I don't know if it's a mix up with the 3 weeks, and some people saying 3 months, but I on the first shot.
Oh, good, good. And what? Any reactions to that? Like, ain't lick you in the head when you took that
No,
first shot?
no,
No.
no. I think my body was like, a small dicks,
Come on.
a
What this
small
little
dicks.
thing?
So let me feel it.
Well, I'm happy you made it through, and I'm happy you got vaccinated, and your kids and all that, you know. And we just got it. Like I'm still staying vigilant. I still have my mask. I get tested, must see, at least once a month, just to make sure. Because I can tell you this, you know, this is me, and I don't know if it's stupid or not, but I I would feel horrible if I gave it to somebody almost more than if I got it.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
I can see it.
So what are we gonna do now? We can go to our first break, and then when we come back, I want to talk about how it was in the hospital and everything like that. You know, you could tell me that because boy, we saw the pictures, and I saw you posting apologizing to some people, which mean you must see was like delirious in there. And so definitely we'll come back and talk about that journey, and then also after that we'll talk about what's going to be going forth with you. All right?
All right, solid.
All right, we'll be back with Sawyerboy right here on the Charlie Bahama Show. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show, and we are here with Sawyerboy live and in living, happy to say living color. Oh yeah, look at that. Got the beard, because boy, I could show some of these pictures that you posted of you in there. So tell me about that journey. Like when you went in to like when did you decide to go to the hospital? Like what happened that you said, oh, I gotta go?
When I found out I had COVID, because I like Friday, Saturday, I started to feel some type of way, like something ain't right. So I went and take a test on Saturday. I think it was the antigen test. That antigen test is the one, the cheaper one, right?
Hey, the quick one.
Right, the quick one. I took that, and that came back negative. And I was like, I don't believe this, but like, because I know how I feel. Like, I know my body.
Right.
And it was like, something ain't right. It wasn't nothing bad yet.
Right.
I was like, I could take another one. I say, I'll wait. Sunday, I wake up. I was like, but I still feel hot, headaches and stuff like that. And I end up going to take a PCR on Monday. And I got my results on Tuesday and I found that I was positive. But when I started to feel bad from that Saturday, is when I distanced myself away from people. Tuesday, I found I was positive and, you know, all the headaches and it wasn't much, but it was the headaches. I had insomnia. I couldn't sleep for 2 days at one point. I burst out crying. Like that's the first time I cried from the COVID thing. And I burst out because I couldn't sleep. You know what it is? You're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And it just ain't happening.
And that's a mental strain on you too after a while. Yeah.
It is. And I was like, wait, I don't know. And like I was fighting it. I was taking some stuff. I had my friend. She's a respiratory therapist, so she was helping me with some pills and stuff. But man, that hit me on Friday. No, Friday was like, but yeah, this bad. Saturday morning, I wake up, it's like, as every Bahamian does, it's like, wait, I get on the beach. Once I come off the beach, I should be not sick. You know what I mean? I should be good. Man, I go on the beach, going in the water, and yeah, I was still sick. And that's when it hit me. It's like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And for me to say that too, like, I think she was like, I think you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, after a while, I said no. And then, but an hour afterwards, I was like, yeah, I think I need to go. So I end up going to the hospital on my son's birthday. My son's 20th birthday is when I was admitted to the hospital. So I wasn't able to, hold phone going. I wasn't able to celebrate his birthday and thing with him. And I've been in there from the 21st of August. And I came out on September 2nd. So that's how it started. That's how it started. So I was fighting it for a week because I thought I could have, whatever it was, or I could have beat it or whatever, but nah. And then whatever, when I got into the hospital, that was a whole other story. Just man, start kicking in more, and I had to have oxygen all the time just to be breathing and stuff. You know what I mean? Take it out, the shortness of breath. It was a lot of that, like I say, headaches, insomnia, and plus I couldn't move because I was in the hospital. It was like I was in this spot when I first got. This is one little spot. I know what's going on. I sitting inside this chair. And I sleeping inside there. I think for 2 days until they put me in the next spot. They put me in the next spot because I think where I was that was just a spot they had to put me in for that time because it was so much patients inside there for COVID and whatever. Because it's be like the only way you really is get a room, especially now dealing with this COVID, is when someone either walk out there on their own or they get carried out there and that bed get empty. So it was like that, and I ended up going in another spot where more COVID patients was, and I was there for a while inside this room. Like I say, it was cold. There's no 2 o'clock in the morning. The hospital is be like a freezer. I don't know what has happened, but the AC is turned all the way up. So I was dealing with that, and I know, like I said, I was inside this one section for about a day, for about 2 days, and I don't know what happened because I thought I was. I know I was sick, but I was like, all right, I know how it is, but it hit me. I know I was bad because 3 o'clock in the morning, they you ever watch the movies and the police do their raids when everybody goes sleep? Like they'll come like 6 o'clock in the morning, bust open the door. That's how it was 3 o'clock in the morning in the room I was in. Like the door just opened up and hey, let's go, come on, that's what we need to go. You need to be moving you or something like that. And it was just a lot of, okay, what you want me to get? Because I still sleeping, looking for my phone, trying to reach these stuff. I can't move the way I want to move. And I end up putting me in the wheelchair, pushing me out. And they had an ambulance waiting outside. It was raining. And it was like, it felt like they was putting me in a helicopter. They rush you out, put you in a helicopter and straight and carry you away. But they put me in the hospital, in the ambulance. It was me and another gentleman, but he was laid out. He was laid out inside there. And they carried us over to I think it's Samaritan's Purse unit. That's the tents where they have set up outside. Right. 10 beds inside there, and they end up sending me inside there. I guess these the COVID patients with, I don't know, but I know I was over there. And that's when I met some people that really helped me during the whole COVID thing, because I was next to a pastor. Pastor was on my left. My boy, I call him Abaco, because he's from Abaco. He catch COVID in Abaco. And they had to rush, they had to fly him over and thing. And my boy Yadi or Baba, he was there as well. He's a Jamaican. So I met them there. Like they was still at COVID, like, but they was coming like almost to the getting rid of it stage.
Right.
And they kind of helped me with the whole, like, it was just different, because now I had people who was talking, they was talking to us. They was helping. It was like we was in jail, and they was helping me out with stuff. And then you want juice, we get juice inside the cooler. We get vitamins and stuff like that, because people sending in stuff, and they was just sharing it out. And just a lot of talking. Like I said, the pastor was right there, so it was a lot. He was praying for us, and everyone was kind of helping each other. But at the same time, a lot of things was going on inside though. Like when I go sleep, I was waking up 2 o'clock in the morning. So I waking up 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just looking around, and everyone's sleeping. Then sometimes you wake up, and you see like 3 doctors, 2 nurses over a bed dealing with someone, trying to hurry up and help them. Like there was a lot of people who was inside that was just like we talking, and then you look, they gone.
Wow.
They gone, and then they bring someone else in, and a lot of that was going on. So we were seeing all of these things, people dying, especially people like you talking to.
Yeah. Wow, that must have been hard.
You're talking to them, hey, and then it was a lot of that.
Wow.
And that's just adding on to what you got going on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me ask you this, but before we go to a break, did you ever at any point feel like you might die?
Yes, I did. It was, like I said, it was a lot. It was a few times when it was like, but being the person I was, like, even though I felt it was like something still telling me, hey, no.
Right.
We fighting this way. We fighting, no matter how you feel, we fighting this. And plus, you get them children home, because I thinking about all these children. And
that's the main thing. Yeah, probably.
It was like, I can't go nowhere. Like I can't. But yeah, the COVID was real. That was the most pain I ever felt in my life. Like just as simple as coughing. Like if I just all this right here, it's just like I coughing, but I get a press down on this. Now I'm doing this right now, I can still feel it. I can still feel like this in too heal right now.
Yeah.
It was just a lot. Like I say, I was having hallucinations and things where I thought I was out.
Wow.
Like I had times where I thought I was out, and come to find out I was still in the bed.
Wow. But before I go, with your hallucination, but you do remember when you promised me $10,000 though, right? Listen, more with Sawyerboy when we come back on the Charlie Bahama Show.
Sure, it's 10,000.
If you want to see more of the interview with Charlie Bahama and Sawyerboy, then follow Charlie Bahama on all social media or subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page. Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show, and we are still here with Sawyerboy in the house. And so, listen, that was some scary stuff you telling me. I can't really imagine what you went through. But my question is, because now I see in your post, you've been a lot more, with God and that kind of thing. Were you always a religious person and always like that, or did you become more so after this experience with COVID?
All right, yeah, well, I always was like that, but as of late, for the last year, this isn't for me. Me catching COVID was like the final test I felt like final test or the icing on the cake for the journey what I was going through within the last year. Right before I turned 40 last year is when I started to feel, different. I start having different thoughts and things was hitting me different. Like, wait, what you can do? You're 40 now. Like you done live 40 years. What you can do now? And it was a lot of that trying to really find who I am. And then I realized, okay, Miko, you gotta get, like, I gotta get really deeper into who I am, and finding out who I am meant I realized I needed to get closer to God to really find out who I am. So that's the journey that I was going through before COVID. And then I catch COVID. And then it was like, oh, you mean business. Okay. It's that easy. So I could be gone just like that. So I promised myself, you bring me out here. Mm-hmm. I can show people, hey, yeah, it was him.
So are you going to work some of this into your when you get better and can start doing your routine? You remember, I don't know, you might be too young, but you know Richard Pryor, remember Richard Pryor? And he did a whole routine around him getting caught on fire, like, you know, and that was some of his funniest stuff.
Well, yeah, I actually working on something right now. Just how you said it, it hit me yesterday how I want to do it. It's like it really came clear to me, like how I want. Because I tell you the story now,
right?
But I ain't getting in depth, right? How the story is, because there's a lot of things I can say,
right. And you haven't put the funny to it yet,
right? And that's what I want to do as well, but not just funny. Because I want to do something like, say, my COVID, really giving out my COVID experience, but almost in a stand-up comedy special,
right? But
at the same time, more like a motivational,
right,
TED Talk type of way.
Well, look here, if there's anything I could do to help, because we could do our skits again. We remember we did that COVID, fighting in COVID during time, so we could do something else.
Yeah, but that COVID ain't no play. That, like I said, that's the worst pain I ever felt in my life. Wow. I wouldn't wish that on my enemy, but I wouldn't wish that on my enemy. And before we leave, like I say, it like you asked me, it came to a point where it got to the lowest, and I did something that I still regret, but I glad I apologized for it, because I to that point mentally and things wasn't. I wanted to go home. I missed my family, and like I said, when I got to that point, like I kind of run out on one of the nurses because I was frustrated. I wanted to go home.
Right.
I think the doctor already told me I could leave. The nurse, like, they didn't know or something like that. They're looking at me like, you ain't look like you're ready to come out here. Right. But I try to tell them, but I get plans for when I go out and I could be good, and then it just let loose, and I end up crying and getting to my lowest point where I couldn't hold it back no more, and started to get loud at one point. And not to say it wasn't nothing against the nurses, it was just me letting out, like, this is how I feel, but I've been here for almost 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But it was at that point where I felt like that was it, Dre.
Well, listen, just so you feel better, I'm sure you ain't the first and it won't be the last person. They are used to that, because that is a place that just stretches your mental, muscle to the bone. It takes you to the lowest. So those nurses, they know, and they know it isn't the real Sawyerboy or Timico. They know that it's just something that, it just takes the strong. I mean, Mike Tyson will probably be on the ground crying too. So they know that, and they know that you're sorry for it. And before we go, is there anybody or anything you wanna thank, because to help you get through that journey?
Definitely, I have to shout out the nurses and the doctors down there at PMH, because like I say, I know, and we know PMH is PMH anyway. You know what I mean? And so you get PMH dealing with what they dealing with, and plus now you get COVID on top of it. But also, one of my friends, like I said, my friend, Bradley, she is the respiratory therapist. So definitely her and my boy, who was helping me with the physiotherapy major, because then them two was really the bounce back on everything with us, other than family, you know what I mean? Yeah. And of course, me, I know for sure you. Yeah. You must say you, because you're right there, you know what I mean? Definitely.
Oh man. Well, Sawyerboy, listen, hope you get better and better. 110% for you, and we be looking for your new stuff coming soon. All right.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
all right, buddy. All right. More Charlie Bahama right after this. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Well, thanks for watching the Charlie Bahama Show this week. And man, I am so happy my boy Sawyerboy is on the road to recovery, and we'll be seeing some stuff from him soon. So, keep looking for Sawyerboy. And also, when we're not on TV, look for us at Charlie Bahama, okay? We're on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. I think we even have TikTok, whatever. So go to at Charlie Bahama and check us out, or charliebahama.com, okay? So until next week, I'll see you right here on Charlie Bahama. See ya!
Charlie Bahama Show. 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 Charlie Bahama